And our friend Pradip Bhandari is with us as well to try and interpret all the swings and what could potentially happen one way or the other. Pradip Bhandari, before I turn to the others, the numbers of saying that the BJP is going to be able to win seats on its own, it would have to go from 8 seats, and if you're actually looking at their Andhra Assembly, it just said 2.2%. Going from 2.2% to be winning seats is a tough call.
Absolutely, it's a very challenging call, and I do see that in the current scenario, whatever increase will happen, it will be a marginal increase. It will not be an exponential increase, at least in these two states. So they definitely might add to their number of votes, but is that number of votes enough to convert into a winning seat? So that is the question which is there, because there are 50% OBC population. What they are banking on is the Kapu voters, especially in Andhra Pradesh. In Telangana, they've built their Panna Pramukhs in roughly 40-45% of this Lok Sabha, your assembly seats. You can correlate it to the Lok Sabha seats. So I think it's a humongous task. I do see there will be a possibility of a marginal increase, but I don't see that it is an exponential increase. But there might be an advantage if the narrative is built that who if not Modi. So that's the
who if not Modi?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's what seems to be emerging from all of them. So if you hear a very clear message that all three of them seem to be saying, we don't need the national parties, and actually if you're looking at the vote share, it's not entirely, theoretically it can argue. But having said that, if the gap is as small as it is, 44.6 and 44.4 is what it was in Andhra, potentially even 2-3% can make the difference. We used to see that in Tamil Nadu, where the DMK and the AIDMK would fight. The Congress party would have 5-6-7% of the vote, but that 5-6-7% could make a big difference. Are we going to see that here?
I think absolutely yes, because even though these parties
that's in Andhra Pradesh.
Yeah, that's in Andhra.
In Andhra. So
I'm talking about Andhra for a minute.
So what I gather from this conversation, and if you see the numbers also, the national parties will definitely not play the dominant role in these two states, but these parties might act as the required catalyst for that government formation. So these two parties also post-poll, if you see the numbers, they have to either go towards one or the other sides based on what the numbers are. So I don't see a scenario where these two parties can only be, they will definitely go alone, or it might be in their prudent interest to go alone before the poll, but there is a huge possibility of post-poll consolidation.
Pradip Bhandari, is this, so she says, yes, there is going to be a lot of it, and for the BJP in particular, she's saying that it is going to be, yes, Modi and the Prime Minister and other ministers will talk about development, but there will be a lot of Hindutva politics and other stuff in the road to 2019.
See, let me give you an example. I was in Karnataka for quite some time, and wherever I had gone to a Muslim majority constituencies, I would find people saying that we will just vote for Congress because we just have to defeat the BJP. That is the whole narrative. In fact, towards the last days, I had WhatsApp, I myself from my sources had fatwas being issued that you should not vote for the BJP. So when you talk about communalism, you should also factor this in mind, that this, like for example in Kairan, I was there for 3 days, you had this situation where every Muslim had to just vote for the candidate for being Muslim, right? So these factors come in. That is why the Hindu consolidation also happened, and that's why the BJP does the Hindu consolidation legitimately. Ma'am, just let me complete, I did not interrupt. So there are these two factors are legitimately there. Now, respected sir talked about the Sharia thing. Now you tell me where in the constitution does it allow if Hindus or other religions can go, then why can't we have the judiciary also a mechanism to even solve personal disputes? You had the problem in the Hindu Marriage Act, then the Hindu Marriage Act was amended, and even personal disputes, divorce was solved through that mechanism. So why can't the Muslims also think about it? So it's more about reform in that logic. But yes, I agree with you, there will be legitimate amount of these emotions which will be going through in run-up to
some other countries have become a very major election issue. In the United States, it has certainly been a major election issue, although they don't have stuff like criminalization that we do. There it will be more on stuff like abortion or gay marriages and and issues like that. This is not going to be an election issue, right?
So it depends.
Section 317.
317, very small minority constituency of this very specific amount of people. But you see what has happened. An erudite individual like Shashi Tharoor has also used a statement like Hindu Pak, which is an extremely communal statement. Absolutely. He also knows all the ramifications of it.